You here for the Zigster Boxing. Let's try this again, joined by 3-weight world champion Mikaela. Mikaela, sorry about that. How are you?
Don't worry, I'm doing really well, thank you.
I'm here at the MVP card, massive card on Sunday night. Must be making you want to get back in the ring.
Yeah, definitely. It really does. I mean, I'm not fighting till August, I think, so that's the word right now. So kind of a bummer. I'm ready. I was hoping to fight before the summer, but you know, it is what it is. I'll be ready when it comes around, but definitely keeping me motivated.
Yeah. There's a fight coming up this weekend with Lauren Price, which I'm sure you have got an eye on. There was Chantel Cameron up there. You had a bit of your name got mentioned during the press conference. I mean, there's options for you right now to be in big fights.
I do. I have a lot of really great options, and especially just my, being able to fight anywhere from 140 to 160 for the right fights. It gives me a lot of options. Chantel is definitely up there, and Lauren Price. If I can get those two fights done this year, I'll be a happy girl.
Yeah. I saw a tweet you put out saying that you might think Lauren Price doesn't really fancy it with you. I mean, what is your stance on that at the moment?
I always believed that she wanted the fight, and it's really her team unable to kind of pull it together for her. We had the date set for last July. They ended up pulling out of it for whatever reason. I don't know. I just think that maybe Lauren isn't involved in the negotiation process, and she's being told whatever from Boxer and her team, and I don't think it's the truth. So if she's confused whether I want the fight, I'll let you know right now. I absolutely want that fight. I've been calling her name since I won the 147-pound title over a year ago. That fight can happen. Get your team on the phone, call MVP. You know who to deal with, and let's get it done.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever been any doubts from you whether you want to fight. I mean, we've seen that through your career, that you're down to fight anyone. I mean, one of my favourite performances from you was against Sandy Ryan. I mean, those two fights, you show kind of the levels of where you're at. Is that kind of the thing for you now, whereas you're bouncing around, but you're going to be continuing to want to show the levels between you and people like Lauren Price?
Yeah, I'm at that stage in my career where it's like, give me the biggest and best fighters. I've always wanted to be known. Like, that was the kind of legacy I wanted to create for myself. Is like, damn, Mikaela is willing to fight anybody. She challenged herself against everybody. Because to me, that's how I'm going to feel fulfilled. By the time I hang out my gloves, that's what's going to make me happy and content, is if I know that I challenged myself against all the top names, did everything I could, and tested myself, and that's what I want to do. And so at this last contract that I signed, it's probably the last contract that I'm going to sign. I want to make sure I get everyone on my hit list.
Yeah. Signing with MVP, they're doing a lot for women's boxing. I mean, the card up here is fantastic. Probably the best card we're going to see for what we've seen so far for women's boxing. I mean, just to be at an event like this, like, what do you make of what MVP are doing? And Jake Paul, obviously, now in the boxing space, gets a lot of credit for that.
It's amazing. I mean, people had a lot of bad things to say about Jake Paul and what he was doing, but you cannot hate on the guy. I mean, he's using his platform to give some of these women who have always been badasses, but they've just never had the opportunity. They haven't had the platform to show to showcase their skills. And I've been with Top Rank for almost 9 years, and there's still 9 years as a pro, and people still weren't taking on rosters of women. It was just a couple here and there, and so MVP came along, picking up all these girls, making exciting fights, showing their personality and telling their stories, and people love it. That's what people want to see.
Yeah, I mean, the main event, I've got to talk about this, Dubois versus Harper. How do you see it going?
I'm excited for this, and I kind of like Terry Harper's attitude, how it sort of switched up. She sort of looks fed up, almost like the pressure is off her. Like, she just knows she's going to go in there and do her absolute best, and she just doesn't really care about the noise. And then you got Caroline Dubois, who's, keeping the rivalry alive, and it's entertaining for the fans. So they're both different, but I love it both. I do think that Caroline Dubois is a better boxer, more technically sound boxer, and has the pedigree. But I'm not looking past Terry Harper. She does have a lot of experience. She's been in there with some tough girls, and so hopefully she uses that experience, especially the fight she had against Natasha Jonas, which was a lefty, and she did very well there. And she gives it a great fight. So we'll see. I just want the best woman to win. I don't want them both to be their absolute best. Yeah. I mentioned Chantel Cameron. She's in a big fight, 3 3-minute rounds, which is a massive thing. Firstly, what do you think of the 3 3-minute rounds, and also Chantel Cameron's fight? I was a fan of the 3 3-minute rounds. I've gone back and forth with this, right? I always thought it would favor my style. I know it would. I know I could be a 3-minute round fighter, and I think there could be a lot of fights that I'd have more stoppages in if we had a little bit more time. But from the marketing aspect, and this is my new thought on it, from the marketing aspect, I don't know if this generation has the attention span for 3-minute rounds. Almost to the point where some of these men fights don't even kick into gear until round 7 or 8. And with this generation, with all the social media and the clicks, and maybe everyone should just go 2-minute rounds and make this exciting and fast-paced. But then again, there is more. It's a sweet science, right? So there's more strategy that plays in when you're going 3-minute rounds. There's more time for strategy and really showcasing your skill and playing that strategy out over a course of time. So I appreciate that too. I just don't know if this generation will appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean BKB, like the bare knuckle stuff, they're quick rounds and they're trying to sort of change their style of things to that modern audience. Do you think that's, as you said there, maybe something we do see in boxing over time, where it has to cater to the people that just maybe aren't prepared to watch 12 rounds of a non-stop action fight?
Yeah, and I think that we got to kind of do what people are wanting to see, and I think that a lot of people like the 2-minute rounds with women because it's fast-paced and it's exciting. But we'll see. I think that I think 3-minute rounds will help women's boxing to develop and grow, right? Because right now we're just throwing punches, trying to land more. It's a fast pace. But if we're given more time, there's more strategy that comes into play, and it'll help really develop our IQ. So I think there's pros and cons of both.
Yeah. Final couple for me. Very, very grateful for your time. Katie Taylor looks like she's going to have her retirement fight at Croke Park. Obviously, a legend of women's boxing's done so much for it. What do you make of her sort of having her final fight? Who do you think should be in the mix for that?
Me? No. My name is in there. I had my manager put my name in the pot. I've always imagined fighting Katie Taylor. I always thought it was something that was going to happen, and it hasn't happened, unfortunately. So if she wants one last dance partner, I absolutely would love to be that. But for what she's done for the sport, it's kind of up to her. I don't know what kind of level of fight she wants.
Yeah, would she risk it, do you think?
I never thought that she'd be afraid to take a risk, no, but it just depends. I think I'm a tough fight. I'm a tough last fight for her. I think maybe someone like Sandy Ryan would be still respectable, but just not as tough.
Yeah. And obviously, final one, obviously Deontay Wilder, Derek Chisora happening down the road here in London. A lot of fights coming up. It feels like boxing's in such a good space. We've got Eddie Hearn and Dana White going at each other. What do you make of the boxing landscape at the moment? What are you looking forward to with the fights coming up?
Everything. It's all good. Everything's really great. Not just for the women. People are paying attention to boxing. Some people said boxing would die. Boxing will never die. But I think even Jake Paul coming in has really leveled it up for the men's division as well. He's bringing new eyes to the sport, a whole new demographic, and that's what we need. We need to keep keeping up with the times.
Yeah. Well, Mikaela, I'm looking forward to seeing your next fight. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.